LRuy Lopez opening, Morphy defense, Breyer, Zaitsev hybrid variation, 11.NBD2BB712.BC2 Re813.A4. Giveaway. One player was winning, but then gave it away. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. Both players navigated the middle game well. Sharp games are frequently the result of starting with the king's pawn, since it dominates the center and frees up the bishop and queen on the light squares. A typical answer is e5, which builds a position in the middle, controls d4, and frees up the queen and bishop on the dark square. The move nf3 advances the knight toward the center, engages the e5 piece in combat, and sets up a castle. nc6 defends the pawn on e5, advances the knight toward the center, and scans the d4 square. The LRuy Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, the lone defender of the e5 pawn. a6 forces the bishop must choose between exchanging and withdrawing. ba4 safely retreats the bishop while keeping pressure on the knight. nf6 attacks the undefended e4 pawn and develops the knight at the same time. Castling gets the king out of the center and prepares to develop the rook to e1. b7 develops the dark squared bishop and prepares to castle. 1 rupee centralizes the rook and protects the e4 pawn. b5 gains space on the queen side and forces the bishop to the b3 square. bb3 is forced, but the bishop is well placed because it attacks the f7 square. d6 defends the e5 pawn and allows the light squared bishop to develop. c3 prepares the d2-d4 pawn break and clears the c2 square for the light squared bishop. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. h3 prevents black from developing the light squared bishop to g4, which would pin the knight and make it hard for white to play d4. nb8 retreats the knight in order to relocate it to d7. Black plans to fianchetto the light squared bishop on b7 and doesn't want the knight to block it on c6. d4 attacks the e5 pawn, controls the center and opens the diagonal for the dark squared bishop to develop. nbd7 develops the knight toward the center, defends the e5 pawn and keeps the a8h1 diagonal open for black's light squared bishop. nbd2 develops the knight toward the center and protects the e4 pawn. Fianchetto move bb7 places the bishop on the long diagonal. bc2 retreats with the bishop to defend the e4 pawn. re8 moves the rook to a central file and frees the f8 square for black's pieces. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. This defends a piece that is being attacked but is not well defended. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. It is the final book action. By positioning the bishop on a potent diagonal, this fianchettos the bishop. That's good. Now that the rooks can see one another, they can defend one another. It is ideal. The rooks are linked by this, making it easier for them to work together in the future. It is quite good. That's a decent move. That's good. This misses an opportunity to strike at the center with a pawn. It is an inaccuracy. Although white had the upper hand, the game is now almost even. It is incorrect. This misses a chance to center a knight so that it can dominate more squares. It is incorrect. This misses a chance to pose a pawn-winning threat. It is incorrect. Backs off. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. It is ideal. There was just one smart move to be made. It is incorrect. This allows the knight to control more squares. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This shifts the bishop to a square with more activity, giving it greater scope. It is ideal. There was only one move that was effective, and this wasn't it? It is incorrect. Although white lost their edge, the game is still almost evenly matched. That falls flat. This misses a great but hard to find move. It is incorrect. Recaptures. It is ideal. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. This misses the chance to provide an equitable exchange of pieces. It is incorrect. It's alright. That's good. By posing a threat to a bishop and compelling it to flee, this gains a tempo. It is ideal. The bishop is now on a square that is more secure. That's good. The knight can now control more squares as a result. That's good. As a result, the bishop may now control more squares because it is in a better position. That's good. When a bishop moves away from being attacked, this gains a tempo. That's good. The bishop is now on a square that is more secure. It is quite good. The knight becomes more active as a result, gaining control over more of the board. That's good. This shifts the bishop to a square with more activity, giving it greater scope. It is ideal. This wins time by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. It is best. Giveaway one player was winning, but then gave it away. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. Both players navigated the middle game well.